As a person who has traveled quite a lot for over a decade, I have seen enough beautiful sights and met all kinds of people. So the things that make me like a tourist spot depend on these two things. Although Lasker Palangi is the phenomenon that has made Belitung famous, I am most impressed by Belitung because of its people. Like most residents in Indonesia, the people of Belitung are friendly. I can feel their sincerity since I arrived at Tanjung Pandan Airport. The airport Damri bus driver and supervisor named Alwyn helped me find the hotel where I was staying. Alwyn even gave me his cell phone number so I could ask about the departure schedule and the Damri minibus route for the next day's trip. The restaurant owner politely asked me to buy food elsewhere because the food he was selling was not halal. I concluded that Belitung people are honest after experiencing the same thing at two different restaurants on consecutive days. The next day, I boarded the Damri minibus, and the officers named Adi and Agnes kindly became my guide and photographer. When returning home, other officers named Firdaus and Eka did the same things. They also recommended delicious Belitung foods. Bang Pien, a minibus driver board Manger, was also pleasant. Besides being on time, his knowledge is impressive. He has his car and has been a driver for over 30 years on various islands in Indonesia. He is a talented storyteller. He told me the folklore of the origins of Belitung interestingly. He revealed many wise quotes that made me wonder if everyone in Belitung is a talented poet. The sentences have sincerity and deep meaning. From religious details to Napoleon Bonaparte and Leonardo da Vinci's history, he is the most intelligent driver I have ever met. He can still recall, for instance, the words his friend wrote in his room while they worked together in Kalimantan 30 years ago. I am amazed at Bang Pien's skill in telling stories. You don't need to turn on the radio. Just listening to his interesting story. Since there are no online bike taxis in East Belitung, Bang Pien also helped me find a local bike driver at a reasonable price. He even guaranteed that if the motorcycle taxi was not up to standard, then as professionalism, I could complain, and he would take care of it later. What an extraordinary performance for a public transport driver. A guarantee that makes me feel safe from scams. Mr. Seifel, the motorcycle taxi that took me to and from the Andrea Hirata Museum, is a good person too. When going home and back in Bang Pien's car, I was amazed more because Bang Pien knew all of his regular passengers. Not only a name. He knows the details of where Mr. A's house, whose children are, where the husband of passenger B worked, etc. All the passengers feel like one family. He wrote down the names of the passengers he had to pick up on paper. When I got back in his car to return to Tanjung Pandan, my name was already on the list. He crossed it out when I got on. The car entered the alleys on the edge of Serdang Beach to pick up passengers going the other way. He also called my name even though we had just met a few hours ago. Just like the other passengers. As if we had known each other for a long time. That's how it feels. Bang Pien also transports entrusted goods and money between Manger and Tanjung Pandan. A job that certainly requires a high level of honesty. Proving that he is indeed a driver who can be trusted and professional. When one passenger left their goods and money and paid for the fare, Bang Pien looked at me and commented. Entrusting words can increase, depositing money can decrease. So you have to be careful, he said. There were even passengers who just got off and said that the fare would follow, to which Bang Pien agreed lightly. It looks like the car is like a shuttle that can be paid monthly. When a passenger named Amoy got on and sat next to me in the front seat, Bang Pien also greeted her in a friendly manner and asked how her family members were doing. He even invited Amoy and me to his son's wedding next week. Meanwhile, Amoy also asked why Bang Pien used car today was different from the usual one. It was clear that they had known each other well for a long time. It was heavy raining when we arrived at the Tanjung Pandan terminal. Knowing that not all passengers were picked up, Bang Pian kindly turned around at the terminal and escorted us to our destinations. Rather than letting the passengers get soaked, Bang Pian acts like a shuttle, taking outside the route so that passengers can get off comfortably. I was also escorted to the front of the hotel. Even though Belitung is indeed beautiful, it is the people who impressed me most. Hope they stay that way.